Aloha Aina. I'm Ehuke Kahu Cardwell with the Kiwani Foundation, right here on Free Hawaii TV, a part of the Free Hawaii Broadcasting Network. Well, we're back at the United Nations today for the 6th Annual Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues, and boy, do we have some special guests to have you meet. I want to have you meet Josh Cooper here. Aloha, Josh.
Aloha.
How are you?
Very good this morning.
Josh is a professor at University of Hawaii and Maui Community College?
Yes.
Wonderful. And you brought some students with you to the UN
That's right.
to see what's going on, right? Tell us about that.
Well, we brought students from our Global Issues class at University of Hawaii West Oahu and World Politics class, so they could learn about it in the spring, but then the UN becomes our classroom in the summer.
Wow. Now, you've been doing this every year, haven't you, Josh? Bringing
Yeah.
students here.
Yeah.
Why do you do that? What's important about that?
I think it's important because in Hawaii, when you talk about careers and what you can do, it always seems like we kind of just have two tracks. And I just want students to know there's lots of opportunities out there. You can actually see different paths in conflict resolution, peacemaking, human rights, global justice. There's lots of things that you can work on. And hopefully when they come here for the week, then you can see all the different opportunities that exist. And they know there's a lot they can do. And then the important part is you can still live at home in Hawaii and do work there in Hawaii on the grassroots level, which is most important, but then also do the global and complement one another.
Great. So what I'm hearing is that you teach about it in school, but then you bring them here to see it actually live in action and how it looks in living color, yeah?
That's right. And
Wonderful.
Well, let's experience it firsthand.
Wonderful. Excellent. Good for you. Let's not waste any time. Let's meet the students here.
First over here is Kathy.
Hi, Kathy Gorak. Aloha.
And you're from which island?
I'm from Oahu.
Oahu. What part of Oahu?
Kapolei, the second city.
All right.
Up and coming.
Aloha, I'm Shauna Walsh, and I'm from the islands of Maui.
Great.
I'm Ann. I'm from Maui.
Wonderful.
I'm Kiani Kihiko from Maui.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So, I know Josh said that he brought you here to see it in living color, but what have you seen so far, and what has impressed you?
I think the most impressive thing is I've always been a hands-on and just get right into it and kind of get with the people. And I think the most impressive thing has been to see how many nations have come together into one place and actually share their challenges with indigenous people migrating into either urban or urban cultures. But the interesting thing is they're kind of collectively coming together what is the solutions, and they're coming to common steps in those solutions, and then just to see the UN put that together in some type of statement so it's recognized by the governments nationally, it's just empowering, just very empowering.
I like what you said about what are the solutions, people coming together to find out what the solutions are. What have you seen so far that's impressed you the most?
There's so many things. It's just amazing that I'm even here at the UN and learning about so many issues that are going on all over the world. And I think that's the most amazing thing. In one day, you learn about just everything that's happening to all these indigenous peoples at once from all over the globe. And it's just, that's really amazing.
It's like information overload, yeah?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. It's great to see all people from all over the world, all different cultures, all kinds of native dress on, things like that, yeah. How about, what's impressed you the most? I know she just said it's like this, boom, tidal wave of stuff you get when you're hit by when you walk in the front door, but what has stood out to you?
Actually, I like hanging out in the hallways and meeting people. Hearing their stories.
You know what, you're smart. Because that's where the real networking goes on here at the UN. Not in the official meetings, but out in the hallways between the meetings. Yeah. And what was it like when you first walked in the door the first time at the UN here a few days ago?
It was amazing. It's a real treat to be here.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, what's the one thing that you think you're going to take back with you from this trip? Anybody?
Well, for me, I think my passion and the path I'm following is like more environmental protection, and coming here and hearing all these issues. At first I was like, I'm hearing about these problems that are happening to the people, and I was like, well, what am I doing with going into like environmental studies? But that's all connected, I'm realizing more. So I can still follow that path and be a part of this whole global thing to make solutions for all these problems. So
that's fantastic. See, your passion is environmental studies, and what you've seen here at the UN is a way that can fit into the larger picture. Wow, that's phenomenal. Very good. What's your passion?
I've been lobbying for children's rights, mostly in domestic violence and family court divorce situations. But what is interesting to see is, obviously children become victims. And what I've learned here is with the displacement of being taken in or out of your community and you don't have that support system or those correct role models, that for the indigenous people, they're concerned about their children's and them being victimized. And so I can see eventually where this is going to work with and have a better understanding why, families are challenged in court and with CPS and with intervention of what's working and what's not working. And so collectively it's coming together. It's all interconnected.
Yeah, wonderful. What has stuck with you? What are you going to take back?
Actually, just watching Shauna learn has been amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yanni, what's your passion?
I just wanted to learn more about global issues and what's going on in the world. It's been very eye-opening, to see what, Indigenous people truly believe and what they really want.
Yeah, wonderful. Very well said. Josh, what's the one thing, I know you've been here many times before, you go to Geneva, you've seen it all a lot, but what has really stuck with you this time?
I think the two main things are the Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples,
Yep.
to try to get that adopted, either before the General Assembly starts meeting in September, or to plant the seeds to make sure we can do the work in the fall, if that's not done. And then there's also the work of with Geneva coming up, the new working group, if there'll be a working group or an expert body focusing on the human rights of Indigenous people. So those are the two areas I'm going to try to do some advocacy work on to make sure that we don't lose any ground with the new changes happening in the human rights bodies at the UN.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, ladies, I got a question for you all. You want to come back again, do it next year?
Of course.
Yeah, great.
Geneva and everywhere else.
See,
Work that into the program.
Josh, you've turned them into world travelers now. Before, it's just like, well, around Hawaii, but now it's no, we got to get out there and see everything. Wonderful. Well, you know what? I want to say a mahalo to each and every one of you, because you all are the future. You all are the future. You're the ones that are going to pick up the reins and take your passion and take it to the next level, the next generation. And Josh, a special mahalo to you for bringing your students here each year. It's so important to get people exposed to this stuff. I knew it blew my mind the first time it came to the UN.
Me too.
I know what the impact is for people. So mahalo piha for all of you being here. Well, that's our show for today. You've seen it. Students from Hawaii, right here at the United Nations at the 6th Annual Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues. I'm Ehu Keikahu Cardwell with the Kiwani Foundation on Free Hawaii TV, a part of the Free Hawaii Broadcasting Network.